This video is to show you how to make a base plate for a little robot, and we're going to start by creating a new design. It's best to use the green and red face just because we're going to be printing this. The first shape of it is a rectangle that is 70 by 66. So we'll use the center rectangle command. So hover, take your hand off the mouse. We're going to go 66 on the bottom. We're going to tab over to 70 and we'll hit enter. Okay, we can use the center mouse button to zoom in and out. The next part of this shape will be the little holes that are going to be in the front. They are 3.3. So now if I click on this line, it's going to connect to that line. So I'm just going to draw it kind of where I don't want it to be. So 3.3 millimeters. And now I'm going to use a dimension tool. So this is kind of tricky, but click on the dimension tool to select it. I click on the center of the circle and then the line, and we drag to the side. This is going to be 4 millimeters from the edge. So we're going to do the same thing. I'll do it in reverse order. So I'm going to click on the edge once, and then I'm going to click on the center of the circle, and then I'm dragging upwards. So that didn't work, so I'm going to hit escape a couple times. I'm going to hit D on the keyboard, or I can go over and grab dimension again. I'm going to click the center of the circle and the side, and this time it worked. I'm going to go 4 mils. Okay, so that's our first hole. We can grab the dimensions and we can move them about so that it looks nice if we were to draw a picture of them. Okay, so now the next hole is 16 millimeters in. So there's a whole bunch of ways to do this, but I'm going to draw another hole, and it's 3.3 millimeters. And now I'm going to dimension it from the edge of the front part of the plate here. So that is 4 millimeters. And the next dimension is from center to center. It is going to be 16 millimeters. Okay, so once you have it in place, you'll notice that it's turned black. That means that it's fully constrained. You can move your arrows around however you want. I want to mirror it to the other plane. So one of the easiest ways to do that is just to draw a line upwards. It doesn't even have to be the full length, but it can be even longer than you want. I'm looking for 90 degrees, or basically a number that's 90, 180, 0, or 270. To do this, so this line isn't bothering us, we're going to click on it once we draw it, and we're going to make a construction line. You can also do that with hitting X on the keyboard. So if I'm clicking on that line and I hit X, it'll make it a regular line, and if I hit it again, it'll make a construction line. From there, I'm going to grab the mirror tool, which is 2 triangles. I'm going to select the objects that I want. Now, you got to be careful because the center of the circle is an object and the outside of the circle is an object. And then I want to grab the mirror line, and that gets us the front of the shape. So again, this is what we're drawing. So we've drawn the front holes, and we've drawn the whole shape of the larger rectangle. Now I'm going to do these center holes. So the dimensions of those are 22 millimeters. Now I'm going to actually put it on this line, and I'm going to type in 22. So now I'm going to dimension it again, and it's going to be from the center to center. It is going to be 21 millimeters. Enter. So these holes serve no other purpose than to cut down on material. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw actually one more construction line, because I already have that one. This time, last time I went short. This time I'm going to go solid. You'll notice that this is 180 degrees. And the reason that that's important is because I just want to make sure that it's going to be sort of in line properly. So I'm going to hit X on the keyboard to change that construction line. And now I'm going to mirror. So I'm going to start in the horizontal plane. So I'm going to select the item I want to mirror. I want to select the mirror line. I probably could have done it at the same time as I done these circles at the top. And from there, I'm going to select mirror again. I'm going to select the outsides of the circles. I'm going to select the short mirror line that I drew, and now we got our holes. Okay, so the only thing we have to do that is very accurate is these slots. And I'm looking off a drawing. So the slots are 3 mils. And they are 4 mils long, and they're 27 off of the center line. So we're going to draw a construction line from the center down, and we're going to make it 30. So I'll type in 30, and I will make that a construction line by hitting X on the keyboard or this button over here. And I want to start this slot 27 millimeters from that line. There's a lot of different ways of doing this, but this is one way of kind of anchoring it. I'm going to make that line a construction line. So now I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to go to slot. I'm going to choose the first one, and I'm going to zoom in. So it's one click. It's going to be 4 mils, and hit enter, and this is going to be 3 mils. Okay, so that was kind of 3 clicks. And if I was to measure the distance between the outside line, so it's 2 mils off the outside. And I'll hit escape on that. And once again, I can just mirror that slot. So I will go to mirror. I will select all aspects. So now the slot is made out of 2 semicircles, 2 lines, and then I need to have a mirror line, which I believe I have here, and then I can click OK. So the shape that I'm working from has got fillet on the outside. It's off the diagram that I'm looking off of doesn't actually have it. I'm going to make the object 3 mils thick. So I'm going to hit finish. I'm going to grab the extrude from the create. I'm going to click on the background, and I'm going to go down -3 mils. And from there, I'm going to fillet the corners. So I'm going to click on fillet. Now fillet is interesting because you can actually fillet through the object. And we'll see what looks good. You can look from above if you want to. So we don't want this to disturb it. So I think 2.5 would be fine. And then I'm going to go up here to the orbit cube, and I'm going to hit home, and I'm going to create one more sketch, and this is just to put my name on it. In the classroom we're going to be printing a few of these, so it's good to know who's printing, and the best way to know who's printing is to have their name on it. Okay, so this will be default to 10. I put it as 7 last time, so it's remembered. If you're using a font, Arial always works. Some of the other ones work, but Arial always works. And click OK. And then we're going to hit finish. You've got a couple options from here, but I've been starting to really enjoy using an emboss tool. So the first thing you do is select the item you want to emboss, then you select the face, which is the back of this. When you're doing, if you're going to 3D print it, you don't want to have it raised. For some reason it's not looking right, but let's try that. Click OK. So it did work. It just didn't look great when I was simulating it. Okay, so that is the complete thing. To make it look good, you can do a right click on the object, go to appearance, and you could change. Now there's bodies and faces. So if we want to have the body black, so that's the whole thing black. And maybe you want to change the face to a different color. In the example, I had it red. So the hard part when I was doing this was trying to get the inside of the E. So if you zoom in, you might be able to. So that worked out way easier than the first few times. And then you always have the option to go to render. And render is just to make it look better. And I think that's it for the video. So anyways, good luck, have fun with that.